Unnecessary questions about Leprechaun in space.
Oh, as Shakespeare said, shit happens.
Number 1. What's the deal with this leprechaun and princess? And tell me this isn't the most badass shot of the leprechaun in the entire franchise. Number 2. What exactly is the leprechaun's endgame with this princess? And
Alright. Big is good.
Guess who's back again?
well, vice versa. Because none of it really makes any sense. A few cool things to know here. This is the only Leprechaun movie in this original timeline not to feature a little pot of gold. Well, Back to the Hood has a chest of gold. Would that count? And in this very movie alone, the Leprechaun is never once called a Leprechaun. He's referred to as Alien.
Chasing this alien son of a bitch long enough.
I'm to collect samples of any alien life forms.
Stay close, stay in touch, and use your locators to track that alien.
So the year is 2096, just over 100 years from the events of the original film. In a very Star Wars-like outer space world. A lot of things happen in this movie that are just funny, off the wall, bizarre, confusing, but the most confusing thing to me is this very complex relationship that develops between this princess and Leper Dick. Let me explain. Let's break this down from start to finish. First, he suits up to look nice, frees her, invites her to a nice dinner, pops champagne,
A little of the bubbly.
compliments her.
To the most beautiful woman in the universe, the Princess Serena.
Leper Dick got some game. It seems like the Leprechaun wants domination over the entire universe.
This miserable universe will bow and scrape before me.
And that's his game of all of this. But let's talk about the subplot.
Your father, the king, gave everything he had to his loyal subjects, leaving his family with nothing.
She's not happy about this. So the Leprechaun offers her all this money and jewels to make her rich. This works out in the Leprechaun's favor because he's able to woo her in agreeing to marriage when this gold and all these jewels come with the package.
I'll cover you in jewels from the far corners of the galaxy.
You begin to interest me, vaguely.
Well, of course, his evening has to be soured. The Space Marines show up and crash the dinner date. But Leper Dick isn't having none of this. So he pulls out the blocker. Then he has a shootout. Get gangster with it. Now, up to this point, he's been a pretty noble guy. He's been a gentleman. He catches a grenade for this princess, and I mean that literally.
Get down!
So I like this hero story so far. It's been a solid opening. A nice change of pace for the Leprechaun. He's genuinely trying to woo this princess and give her a nice dinner date for this wedding proposal. And then all of a sudden the fucking gloves come off when the Leprechaun goes kaboom and the Leprechaun goes into Kowalski's dick. Yes, you heard me correctly. And later in the film, when Kowalski gets a little and he gets a little, you know what I mean? When he's about to get some from Dolores, the Leprechaun rebirths out of his erect penis. And now you know why I call him Leper Dick.
Take more than penicillin to fix that shit.
That's peak comedy in this movie. Now what's really interesting about this princess is that when this lowlife right here is perving on her, we learn that she has regenerative powers and grows another hand that got blown off earlier from the grenade.
Her tissues have regenerated.
And if you knew what Dr. Mittenhand looked like behind the scenes, it doesn't take much to figure out that 1 and 1 makes 2, that he wants to keep this a secret because it benefits him. Because he wants to go back to normal. Because he looks like this.
Damn! You will tell no one what you have seen here, do you understand? It will be our secret.
So Leper Dick is now hell-bent on revenge and goes on this rescue mission to get his princess.
Give me the princess, and I'll spare your miserable lives. Give me back the princess. Where is she?
I also kind of wondered, where did he get this suit and in his size? Anyway, so here's when Leprechaun starts having his inner struggles with his bipolar disorder. Because despite his desperate attempts and great lengths to woo this woman, to marry him, going out of his way to go rescue his princess, like give me back my woman, he does manage to rescue her from captivity towards the end. But he seems to have this inner struggle inside whether he actually loves her or not.
I'm love's own messenger.
Or if she's just a booty call because he says this.
I'll wed her, bed her, and bury her all in the same day.
Wait. So, you're gonna marry this woman. You're gonna pile drive this woman. and then you're gonna Ted Bundy this woman. Man, leopard dick, look, I respect the dedication, I do, but that seems like a lot just for a one night stand. I think you might have a little bit too much time on your hands. Dr. Mittenhand and the pervert finally collect a sample of her blood, and a sample of Mittenhand's skin, and it successfully replicates his finger. So before the grand finale, the soldiers continue to look for Leprechaun to try to take him out, as the Leprechaun demands over and over to give him back his princess.
Give me back the princess.
He kills a few more space marines, while the perverted guy and Dr. Mittenhand continue to drain the blood of the princess, and finalize a formula.
Prepare the DNA. I have computed the formula.
And then we finally get Dr. Mittenhand's motive that we already knew.
For years, I have dreamt of the opportunity to rejoin the human race. With her DNA, I shall recreate Mittenhand. I shall rise like a phoenix from the ashes and stand triumphant before the world. I shall be beautiful.
Cool. I was beginning to wonder if the Leprechaun saw after this woman, not only because she's royalty, but maybe for her regenerative powers. But then again, in the past films, we've seen multiple times the Leprechaun has reattached his severed limbs, mainly his hand. That also happens in the next movie, Leprechaun in the Hood. But all of that is irrelevant, because in this film alone, he gets blown up not once, but twice, and he comes back with no problem. Which kind of makes me wonder, bonus question here, he gets blown up a third time in the end, and we're supposed to accept that as his defeat, even though he's not fully defeated, because his limbs survive even after getting blown up. We see that the first time he gets blown up, with his head still conscious, and even the third time when his defeats at the end of the movie, he gives us the old grand finger. So this explosion shouldn't mean shit, but comparatively to the other Leprechaun's defeats, he's died by fire, four-leaf clovers. So in essence, this has to be the most powerful Leprechaun to date in the entire franchise. Which makes sense because even though the rules change from Leprechaun to film, one thing's for sure, and that's that the power lies within the Leprechaun's gold. And in this film, he's been mining the entire universe for gold, and now has an extreme amount of power, which will go into the mining aspect later in the video. So the Leprechaun sniffs out where the princess is. Once again, literally.
Ah, the delicate scent of my own true love.
There you go with that true love shit again. Man, what do you want? Then Dr. Mittenhand starts talking shit to the Leprechaun.
You are the monster. How very droll you are.
But then they just start roasting each other, but playfully.
Now, which part is it that still lives? Is it the arm or the bald thing in the middle?
Oh, yes, very good. Do not let my appearance fool you.
I was about to say the same thing.
And then it finally kicks in. The Leprechaun just wants to be king of the universe, and they start having a pissing contest.
I want a throne. I want to be king. I want respect.
Respect is nothing. Fear is what makes the universe go round.
The Leprechaun kisses the princess to wake her up, and once again, does that whole fall in love thing.
She loves me.
But in the end, be careful what you wish for, because Dr. Mittenhand got his wish, just not in the way that he expected to get it. The Leprechaun takes a mixture of the princess's blood and Dr. Mittenhand's DNA and mixes it with a spider and a scorpion. And the end result is absolutely fucked. And this is yet another confusing turning point for me because the princess now seems to enjoy the chaos unfolding. And now they have a little bit of chemistry going on. It feels good. I'm happy for the Leprechaun. Things are moving along. I also like when they're having a shootout with each other. They hold absolutely no regard of Dr. Mittenhand just totally tripping balls right in the middle of it. Now after the retreat, the princess actually tries to protect the Leprechaun and won't tell the Marines where he is.
Kneel before me.
Where is he?
That is none of your business.
So at this point, she's ride or die. Hell yeah. Let's go Leprechaun. Let's see how this all unfolds. This is starting to become a pretty good Bonnie and Clyde angle, right? So how can we keep this pace going? Well, let's just flash her fucking tits at the Space Marines, which is a sign of a death sentence in her culture.
Shows you her breasts. It's a death sentence.
Yeah, well, hurt me first.
I wasn't expecting that, but then again, I was kind of expecting that. So they take the Sarge hostage and go away as the new age Bonnie and Clyde of the Star Wars space parody universe, I guess. The princess even claims that she will return to her home planet with the Leprechaun dethrone the king, which is her father, and they will both rule the fucking universe together.
You will sweep my father from his throne and we shall rule the world.
So they're into each other, and they are willing to accept universal domination with each other, so they can both reign supreme. She would betray her own father to do so. That's love right there, boys. Right? So naturally, in any kind of space movie, you have to have the shuttle self-destruct. But before they can do that, the Leprechaun goes and collects his gold in the cargo bay.
Me gold? Where is it?
Cargo Bay.
And here's where things fall apart. So earlier we saw the Leprechaun say that he's gonna wed her, bed her, and then essentially fucking behead her. So he plans on killing this lovely princess that he's gone through hell and back with, that whole rescue mission. He's gonna go through this universal domination with, but plot twist, she's planning on doing the same.
Delightful little fella. I shall give him a splendid funeral.
But luckily this scene right here sums up their entire relationship. Let's roll the clip.
They'll have to be destroyed.
Well, it's about time.
Bitch.
And
You full-busted bitch.
What did you say?
Rich. You'll be rich.
And this is where the marriage falls apart. And one thing's for sure, the Leprechaun does not fuck around about his gold. He finds it all shrunk down to size, and when the princess starts to backtalk him, he pops her full of zits and puts her in her place.
Oh, shut your cake.
And that's basically the end of their story. She wakes up, hits on the hunk marine,
My hero.
and the Leprechaun gets sent into space and blown up, and she celebrates.
Long live the queen.
But not before sending one last message. With all that being said, all of the Leprechaun's dedication, everything they've been through, the rescue mission, the wedding proposal, fighting off the space marines together, falling in love, falling out of love, Leprechaun dying, of course. Pretty solid first date, I would say.
The experiment.
Something went wrong.
No, Harold, it all went according to plan. Moron!
Number 4. What is the status of Earth in this film? And
Say hello to my little friend!
were the Marines planning on returning back to Earth? Did the Leprechaun just lose interest in Earth? I mean, there's a lot going on with Earth because it's mainly absent. It's sort of a weird notion that despite this entire film and the multiple mentions of different planets,
We are orbiting the planet of Ithacon.
Crylania.
On the planet Dominia.
Earth isn't one of them. Well, not specifically. Let me explain. This is what the film tells us in the fine print. The Space Marines are going to a planet called Ithacon. Their mission is to search and destroy the Leprechaun because the Leprechaun has been disrupting the mining gold operations. According to the sergeant, this has been a 6-month task, and there's been critical financial damage.
We are orbiting the planet of Ithacon. Our mission is search and destroy. Chasing this alien son of a bitch long enough. In the past 6 months, he has disrupted the galactic mining operation to a tune of $500 million.
So I think the Leprechaun is mining the gold, jewels, and the treasure of the entire universe. I think this shot right here shows a little bit of that mining material. This guy is observing because he says it's riddled with gold.
Cave is riddled with gold.
Hurry up, dickhead.
So based off what the film tells us, the big dogs are called Galactic Enterprises.
I have informed Galactic Enterprises of our find.
And they just sent a mining team to Ithacon to mine all the resources they can, whether that be gold, jewels, etc. And the ship crew are now in charge of the security until the operations have started, and then they're free to go.
Orbit the planet until a mining crew arrive. Your men will act as security until we are relieved. Once the mining procedure has begun, we can return home.
Despite that they signed a contract for 30 days, and that contract expires at 12 o'clock midnight.
We signed on for 30 days. Our contracts expire at midnight tonight.
So when they get picked off one by one, they say, fuck this, I'm out, I'm going back home. They plan on giving up the princess and getting the hell out of Dodge.
Might be a good idea to give him what he wants.
You want that alien broad? Take her. Hell, I don't care.
This enrages Dr. Mittenhand, so Dr. Mittenhand informs them that if they leave or don't follow his orders, he has the legal right to extend their contract due to this being an emergency situation, and if they don't obey, they're going to be charged with mutiny.
I have the power to extend your contract in the event of an emergency. Disobey my orders. You will be tried for mutiny.
But again, it's not really about the money because all Dr. Mittenhand wants is to keep the princess for himself so he can fix whatever's going on right there. Now, backtracking for just a second, I was thinking since the Leprechaun had a home on the planet Ithacon, that perhaps Earth was wiped out. Or the Leprechaun was just born on that planet somehow and Earth has nothing to do with the story. Because after all, he's just trying to bang a space princess, you know what I mean? But then Leopard Dick goes on to mention many pop culture references, such as John Wayne.
Hold it right there, Pilgrim. I'm not gonna hurt you. The hell I'm not.
But Pilgrim, you caused a lot of trouble, and somebody ought to belt you in the mouth. I won't. The hell I will.
Alice in Wonderland.
Off with their heads! Off with their heads!
And he really likes Alice in Wonderland because he says the catchphrase many times.
Off with their heads!
But by the end of the film, we only have 3 remaining survivors. So we're never gonna know what exactly the status of Earth is in this timeline. Too much time has passed, over 100 years, and little to no context is ever given. But based on everything the Leprechaun says, I think it's safe to assume that he did in fact come from Earth. Just that he's been in space for many years. How did he get there? I don't know. If he can teleport in the previous films, and jump into a man's dick in this film, who am I to judge the Leprechaun's abilities here? There's a few more times that things on Earth are referenced, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. But for now, let's move on. Number 6. Rapid fire round. Who did it better? Leopard Dick? Or Freddie K? Matter of fact, you know what I should do? I should make a video one day just comparing who has the better one-liners. The Leprechaun or Freddy. Now don't put Freddy on a pedestal because the Leprechaun, especially in Leprechaun 2, they're good, they're kind of corny, but again, there's some great one-liners. That would be a nice battle. Somebody in the comments remind me to do that one day.
Baby putting on for the city, baby he the realest.
What's the bizarre story of Sergeant Hooker? And was he ever human at all? So this one threw me for a loop a little bit because this still doesn't really make any sense. Because Sergeant Hooker did a complete 180 in this film, in more ways than one. One thing about Sergeant Hooker, he's going to stand out in the crowd. You're probably going to wonder where that metal head came from. Luckily, the film tells us.
Happened during the last war. Went down in a shuttle over Krylania. He still managed to carry a wounded Marine 15 miles.
So Sergeant Hooker is a decorated hero, who even after getting half of his head JFK'd, he continued to carry this injured Marine for over 15 miles until he reached his fellow linemen. And now here he is, still in charge of the group, but now as bounty hunters. Sergeant Hooker is another piece of the puzzle on Earth because he has history there. Apparently he does not like Detroit.
Real vacation spot. I've seen worse. You ever been to Detroit?
Hooker is odd because given his life history, everything points to him being human, even in this film. He smokes cigars, he shows plenty of emotions, such as anger,
bullshit,
sadness, pride, regret, and genuine care for his fellow Marines. He even has religious beliefs, and sits down to pray with his fellow Marines before they go to Ithacon.
Our heads, oh Lord, be with us as we hunt down this ungodly son of a bitch and give us the strength to kill anything in our path. Amen.
So in this current year of 2096, cyborg technology has advanced so much that even the crew didn't know that their Sarge was a cyborg.
He wasn't even human.
Cyborg.
And even the Leprechaun possessed him in a very human-like manner. He didn't just override his programming to act like a robot. So I don't think he's 100% cyborg, just mostly. So was he always a cyborg? Or was he human before the crash? It might just be me, but that was one big what the fuck moment in the film. There's a lot in here. Out of all the crazy things that happened in this film, this was one that just seemed out of place. In a way, he could have been very similar to Dr. Mittenhand, in the sense of he was part human, but mostly machine, which basically makes Sergeant Hooker a fucking Terminator. So imagine that. We have Leprechaun, Star Wars, Alice in Wonderland, John Wayne, and the fucking Terminator all in one movie. So is Hooker not self-aware? I mean, he had to have his previous consciousness, right? I don't know. Was he just powered by robotic means? I don't know. Where's the fine line of that? You know what I'm saying? But that's going to wrap this video up, guys. Thank you so much for taking part of your day to kick it with me. You know I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Leprechaun in the motherfucking hood. The good news is, I've already rewatched the movie, and most of my notes are done. But if you have any theory about Leprechaun in the Hood, feel free to drop it in the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free, just a hangout spot. I also have YouTube membership where you get early access to all my videos. And a big thank you for all the members that joined. I appreciate you. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the motherfucking hood. Adios.